If you are new to Formula 1, this video is just for you. You might have clicked on this video asking yourself, what is Formula 1? Formula 1 is the pinnacle of motorsport, where 10 teams, each of 2 drivers, race in 23 circuits of 21 countries for the Formula 1 World Drivers and Constructors Championship. Founded in 1950 with the first race taking place in the United Kingdom at the Silverstone circuit and being sanctioned by the FIA, which is the governing body of most motorsports, Formula 1 is the most popular motorsport in the world and the highest class of single-seater racing car. The teams and drivers aim to win the Constructors Championship, which is the team championship, and the Drivers Championship, which is pretty self-explanatory. The Drivers Championship is won when you have the most points tallied up from all the races in the season, with the points of each team being the combined points of their 2 or more drivers, with the team at the end of the season with the most points winning the Constructors Championship. Drivers earn points based on where they finish in the race, with everyone in the top 10 scoring points. Of course, the higher you finish in the race, the more points you'll receive. Drivers can also earn points by being the fastest in qualifying or by obtaining the fastest lap of the race, but only if they finish the race in the top 10. The term formula in the name Formula 1 refers to all the rules and regulations that the drivers and teams must comply with minor alterations to the formula almost every year, and major regular changes every once in a while, with 2022 being the first year after a major regulation overhaul. As previously mentioned, Formula 1 is the highest class of single-seater racing car, and this is indicated by, well, Formula 1, with tiers below such as Formula 2, Formula 3, all the way down to the many Formula 4 championships, where drivers from lower tiers will go on to race in teams in a higher tier where they'll eventually make it into Formula 1, or they don't, with most drivers starting their racing careers in karting at ages of as little as 5. Formula 1, which only has 10 teams each of 2 drivers, which makes only 20 full-time drivers, is one of the most exclusive and expensive sports in the world. Of course, the cars that the teams run must have an engine, right? F1 currently uses a 1.6 liter V6 turbo hybrid engine that produces around 1,000 horsepower, with every team using an engine from either one of 4 engine suppliers, which are Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, and Renault, with Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull using their own engines, of course. Speaking of the teams, drivers, and engines, Mercedes, the reigning Formula 1 World Constructors Champion. Mercedes has won every Constructors title from 2014 to 2021. 8 consecutive titles in a row. Mercedes' lineup consists of one of the greatest F1 drivers of all time, Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton wins the Turkish Grand Prix and is a 7-time champion of the world.
The 2018 FIA Formula 2 champion, George Russell.
Across the line goes George Russell. It's provisional pole for the Williams and George Russell.
Red Bull. Finishing second in the Constructors Championship in 2021, Red Bull's lineup includes the 2021 Formula 1 World Drivers Champion, Max Verstappen.
And it's going Dutch in 2021. Max Verstappen, for the first time ever, is champion of the world.
And the most successful Mexican F1 driver of all time, Sergio Perez.
The man who was in last place at the end of lap 1 comes home to win the Sakhir Grand Prix. Sergio Perez, wow.
Ferrari. The most successful F1 team of all time, Ferrari's 2022 lineup consists of the 2017 FIA Formula 2 champion, Charles Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc has coped brilliantly. He won in Spa. He wins in Monza. Charles Leclerc is the winner of the 2019 Italian Grand Prix.
And a Spanish multi-podium finisher and son of Carlos Sainz Sr., Carlos Sainz Jr.
Carlos Sainz, second place for Ferrari.
McLaren. Powered by Mercedes engines for the 2022 season, McLaren are the second most successful F1 team of all time, with a long history of rivalry with Ferrari. With a lineup that includes the first runner-up in the 2018 FIA Formula 2 Championship, Lando Norris, and the Aussie multi-race winner nicknamed the Honey Badger, Daniel Ricciardo.
He left Red Bull, he went to Renault, he's gone to McLaren, he's going to get the victory now. It's McLaren and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix. Lando Norris comes home to make it a 1-2 for the men from Woking. Start the celebrations for McLaren. Ricciardo's done it.
Alpine. The only team to be powered by Renault engines due to the team being owned by the Renault Group, Alpine's 2022 lineup includes the 2-time F1 World Champion, 24 Hours of Le Mans winner, and the most successful Spanish F1 driver of all time, Fernando Alonso, and the newest Formula 1 Grand Prix winner, Estaban Ocon.
this time he's alongside, and I think they might have touched there as well. Hamilton had to back out of it. Alonso somehow is keeping Hamilton at bay.
It's Alonso who cost Lewis the win today because he's just closing up now, but it's too late.
Ocon wins the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Aston Martin. Also powered by Mercedes for the 2022 season, Aston Martin's lineup consists of the four-time F1 World Champion Sebastian Vettel,
Sebastian Vettel, he's neck and neck with Lewis Hamilton. Vettel is alongside and ahead. Ocon is also ahead. They're four abreast going into the cup. Vettel ahead of Hamilton, ahead of Perez, ahead of Ocon, ahead of Verstappen. Wow!
and the son of Lawrence Stroll, who is executive chairman at Aston Martin, Lance Stroll.
He dislodged his teammate Sergio Perez from pole position. Stroll crosses the line and he does go pole. 1:47.7. Lance Stroll is on pole for the first time in his career. First Canadian to take pole since Jacques Villeneuve.
AlphaTauri. Being the sister team to Red Bull Racing, AlphaTauri is powered by the Red Bull powertrains, with the 2022 lineup including the one-time race winner and the 2016 GP2 Series champion, Pierre Gasly.
Pierre Gasly wins the Italian Grand Prix! Oh my, is that just wonderful!
And the 2020 FIA Formula 2 Rookie of the Year, Yuki Tsunoda.
And it's a 5-second time penalty for Nikita Mazepin.
Williams. Also powered by Mercedes engines for the 2022 season, the historical team has a driver lineup of the most successful Thai F1 driver ever, and the second runner-up in the 2018 FIA Formula 2 Championship, Alex Albon.
Alexander Albon wins in Baku. He has survived everything he needed to.
And the second runner-up in the 2019 FIA Formula 2 Championship, Nicholas Latifi.
Nicholas Latifi can see the checkered flag to win in Formula 2. He is the winner.
Alfa Romeo. Being the sister team to Ferrari, Alfa Romeo is powered by Ferrari engines and has the lineup that consists of Finnish multi-race winner Valterri Bottas.
He knows that he's the #1 in Albon Park today. It's Valtteri Bottas who wins the Australian Grand Prix, and he wins it by a distance.
And the first Chinese F1 driver ever and the second runner-up in the 2021 FIA Formula 2 Championship, Guanyu Zhou.
Guanyu Zhou wins his second race in a row, and for the first time in Monaco, the Chinese driver wins. Guanyu Zhou takes the checkered flag and wins on the streets of Monte Carlo.
Haas. The final team on the grid, Ferrari-powered Haas's driver lineup of 2022 consists of the son of 7-time F1 World Champion Michael Schumacher and the 2020 FIA Formula 2 champion Mick Schumacher.
Mick Schumacher crosses the line to win the Formula 2 Championship of 2020.
And last but also arguably least, 5th place in the 2020 FIA Formula 2 Championship, Nikita Mazepin. Due to Nikita Mazepin being let go by Haas, they have brought in the driver from 2017 to 2020, the only Danish driver to ever finish on a Formula 1 podium, Kevin Magnussen. That was pretty much the basics for what you need to know to start watching Formula 1. If you don't know where to start, there's a show on Netflix called F1 Drive to Survive, which for the most part is a pretty good introduction to the sport. Or if you like, watch an F1 weekend. I hope you've learned a lot, and if you have a friend that's clueless about F1, send this video to them so they might start watching as well. It's the whole reason I made this video. And if you enjoyed it, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. And if you're interested in more F1 content, do consider subscribing. Both for free, and it shows me that you guys like this type of content. Thank you. Until next time.